Ford stands tall as one of the most respected names in the automotive world. And when it comes to pickup trucks, nobody even comes close. But where Ford really shows its dominance is under the hood. The company's latest engine isn't just powerful. It's a mechanical beast that's leaving rival manufacturers in the dust. Ford has built some truly iconic engines over the years, many of which are still worshipped by gearheads and enthusiasts. But this newest creation? It's something else entirely. So, what exactly makes this engine so special? And why is it making waves across the entire auto industry? Let's dive in. The engine is the heart and soul of any vehicle. Without it, a car is just a shell, lifeless and still. A well-engineered powertrain can turn an average model into a legend, which is why automakers put so much time and effort into getting it just right. And when it comes to legendary beginnings, Ford's story is as unique as they come. Believe it or not, the roots of this global automotive powerhouse trace back to a small apartment kitchen in Detroit. At 58 Bagley Avenue, Clara Ford ran the household, and her kitchen became the birthplace of history. While her husband, the visionary Henry Ford, cranked the flywheel and sparked the ignition, Clara carefully dropped fuel into the intake valve, one drip at a time. Then it happened. That hand-built, bare-bones engine coughed to life right there above the kitchen sink. In that moment, Henry Ford's dream took its first breath, and the journey that would change the auto industry forever had officially begun. That primitive motor was made from simple black iron tubing, drilled and shaped by hand to fit a piston barely an inch wide. It wasn't pretty, but it worked, and it sparked a legacy that would define performance for generations. The flywheel's starting handle was connected by a straightforward rod and crank setup. The final component came from standard hardware and plumbing supply stores. The engine has been recreated by generations of home craftsmen as a building project, and if you want to try it yourself, plans are accessible online. Ford, however, has decided not to publish the plans for the terrifying Godzilla Engine online. It is rare for a major OE manufacturer to release an entirely new V8 engine, much less one that drives performance fanatics insane. But the Ford Motor Company did just that when it unveiled the brand-new Godzilla 7.3-liter gasoline V8. The powerful V8 engine, designed for Super Duty vehicles, generates best-in-class torque of 475 foot-pounds at 4,000 revolutions per minute and 430 horsepower at 5,500 revolutions per minute. The most intriguing aspect of this release was how Ford essentially abandoned the modular or Coyote platform it had been working on for more than 2 decades in favor of a cam and block design with pushrods and wedge-style heads. The most current Ford gasoline-powered pushrod V8 was a 302 with 210 horsepower, found in the 2001 Explorer. In fact, the company hadn't made a pushrod V8 engine for exactly 20 years. The 445 cubic inch new pushrod engine is not intended for the 2021 Mustang, but it is available as a crate engine for swaps or custom builds through Ford Performance, and the aftermarket is starting to respond with performance accessories. The Godzilla Engine, a heavy-duty engine that is potent, enduring, and reasonably priced to manufacture and operate, was initially conceived as an option for the F-250 and other Super Duty versions. But the same characteristics that make it a potent truck engine also thrill hot rod enthusiasts. In one instance, the engine produced nearly 700 horsepower when operated normally, and 1,450 horsepower when operated with a supercharger. Ford actually made an effort to create something that could be thrown into a pickup truck or heavy-duty vehicle, and it was successful. Homeowners who own motors and dump trucks are additional groups that favor using the engine. Ford also aimed for simple maintenance and lower costs. It applied what it had learned about engine design to this power plant. It was created by the same designer who worked on the Shelby GT350's 5.2 and 5-liter intake ports. It's a brand new, uncompromised design made to be extremely durable. The revised Ford Coyote V8, which offered superior performance and economy to its predecessors, served as the foundation for the Predator. With the original Ford 5-liter Coyote block, it uses an improved version, but with stronger heads, pistons, crankshafts, and other parts made to tolerate high cylinder pressures. The Ford Predator V8 was created to be fitted in a range of Ford Mustangs with both manual and automatic transmissions. It has many components in common with other contemporary American performance engines. Outperforming the 5.2-liter Voodoo V8 engine in the preceding GT500 by more than 134 horsepower, the naturally aspirated flat-plane Voodoo V8 in the GT350 had a crossplane crank, whereas the 5.2-liter supercharged engine does not. This indicates that the firing order is set up around a hypothetical plane that bisects the engine, rather than being dispersed in a line as in a regular V8. The end result is a significantly stronger crank that can handle more power and increase torque at both low and high RPM power delivery. The GT350 lacked the characteristic V8 rumbling and engine noise that we all fell in love with in the 1980s, which is also provided by the Crossplane Crank. The solid block construction of the Predator V8 engine minimizes weight while boosting overall strength. In addition, the 5.2-liter engine's forged internals increase durability compared to competing engines and enable it to manage greater horsepower and torque. The Predator's two overhead camshafts, which are lighter than a single overhead camshaft design, increase airflow through the cylinder heads. The new Ford V8 aluminum cylinder head aids in weight reduction and improved cooling performance. A specifically created intake manifold with two throttle bodies is also added for better performance. The Coyote engine is no longer naturally aspirated, which distinguishes it from earlier iterations. Indeed, the era of wholly naturally aspirated engines is over, due to the fact that even the Mustang now has a noisy supercharger. This may take away from the Crossplane Crank V8's magnificent output, but it takes more than that to make up for the excellent performance and a ton of horsepower and torque. How, therefore, did the engineers manage to rev the Voodoo V8 without blowing it up? They were able to safely increase the boost by lowering the compression rate for this engine from 12:1 to 9.5:1. By reducing the compression and utilizing the Crossplane Crank, they're able to prevent detonation and cylinder failure caused by the cylinders being overpressurized. They can do much more to boost the engine now that they have the new Crossplane Crank. An Eaton TVS R2650 supercharger, which produces 760 horsepower or more, is connected to these engines. Ford engineers have been working relentlessly for years to produce the most durable engines available, and the result is the Predator. In fact, they're constructed so well that it will be very difficult to destroy one when using it normally. Which of these engines interests you the most?